Members of court and council, colleagues, distinguished honorees, graduates, family and friends, it is my honor, as president of Imperial College London, to welcome you to our virtual celebration. Let me begin by remembering the families, friends, and colleagues who have lost loved ones or suffered the severe effects of the coronavirus pandemic. Our thoughts are with you. Today is a celebration. It is also a reminder of the privileges and responsibilities that come with an imperial education. It reminds us that we can each contribute to helping one another and benefiting society. It reminds us that we are truly a global community. Graduates, congratulations. We are joining together from all over the world to celebrate your accomplishments, to applaud your many talents, and to wish you well in all that awaits you. You have worked hard at your studies, and you have excelled despite very different world circumstances than you expected. You have also excelled outside the lecture halls and laboratories as inventors, entrepreneurs, musicians, dancers, actors, singers, and athletes. Your volunteering to help others has been more important than ever. Let's recognize those whose support was essential during your time at Imperial. Your families and friends are always there when you need them. They share in your triumphs, and we celebrate with them. Our academics, who will join you in your departmental celebration, are dedicated researchers and educators, the best in their fields. They and many others have shared their knowledge. They have challenged and inspired you. They deserve our thanks. Graduates, the world needs people with your intelligence, your passion, your commitment to using your knowledge to find new ways forward through the challenges we face. You are ready for what's ahead. You may have had the chance, as I did with my son David, to ride the longest roller coaster in Europe called the Ultimate. It's a 1.5-mile ride in Yorkshire that lasts for about 7 minutes. That's a long ride for a roller coaster. It looks benign, a graceful wooden coaster set amid a beautiful landscape of wooded countryside. The ride begins quite innocently with a lift hill, long smooth hills, and bunny hops. Then there is a second lift hill and a turn to the left toward the woods. Soon, warning signs appear. Hang on. I was already gripping the safety bar for dear life. Chaos follows. Rapid turns jolt you left or right. You want to close your eyes, but you must watch to see which direction you will be thrown. You brace yourself for what's to come. This is what 2020 has been like. A benign beginning, followed by the many twists and turns created by the pandemic. The speed with which it grew in March was shocking. With little warning, you needed to pack up, change plans, and finish your studies remotely. And you did. You adapted. You persevered. You were resilient. You passed a test that you didn't foresee. You demonstrated qualities that will serve you well in your professional and personal lives. The world changed for us all. We work and communicate differently. We have tempered our plans. We know that we must do more with less. Our staff have made transformative changes to the ways we collaborate and teach. Our multi-mode provision combines the best of remote learning with valuable in-person time in laboratories, studios, and practical training. The pandemic has accelerated these changes, causing us to think hard about 2 important questions. How do we best use our valuable time together in person? And what can we accomplish by connecting from a distance? These questions have been acute during the crisis and will persist long into the future. We will need to continue to weigh options that can reduce travel, save time, and maximize our connections. As our time together in person is limited, we cherish it even more. I hope that, among the many things you will remember about Imperial, you will look back on the valuable experiences you had working with, listening to, learning from, and spending time with others. Whether it was students in your course, or friends from societies or residences, or staff you came to know. Sharing ideas and building lasting relationships are valuable lifelong assets. The Imperial College community will always be a part of who you are. As you think back to the people you met, the things you learned, and the experiences you had, remember what all this meant to you as you departed last spring. Here are 3 thoughts to leave you with. First, use your Imperial education, the knowledge, the experiences, and the friendships you made here to navigate whatever the future brings. Second, stay in touch. You will be inspired by the ways our staff, students, and alumni are working to mitigate the impacts of COVID-19, pollution, the cyber revolution, poverty, chronic disease, and more. And thirdly, maintain connections with your friends, professors, lecturers, readers, tutors, wardens, technicians, and mentors. Their collective experience is a resource for making decisions and opening doors. We may be in for another loop or 2 on the Ultimate. You are ready to deal with the jolts. You will continue to navigate the challenges ahead with the tenacity and courage that is a hallmark of Imperial alumni.
Imperial is an institution focused on scientific experimentation, to discover, test, learn, and adapt. Our mission is to and I'm greatly impressed that all of our students have tackled the global experiment created by the pandemic with resilience, resolve, and compassion. As we celebrate your achievements, it is also an opportunity to say thank you to those whose help has been instrumental in your success. You can share your messages of thanks to your friends and colleagues who have supported you by using the live chat box on the online graduation webpage. Together, we would like to thank your teachers, tutors, and support staff for their work and ingenuity in adapting your education to the present, and for their guidance and inspiration during your studies. Thank you to your families and friends that have been your backup teams throughout your time here. And thank you, our students, for the commitment and hard work you have shown over your time at Imperial in a particularly trying final year. You have contributed to Imperial's vibrant community of thinkers and doers and added to all aspects of Imperial life. Through this most unprecedented period, you have worked incredibly hard to achieve your degree in adverse circumstances. You should be very proud of your achievements. Well done.
I'm Abhijay, the President of Imperial College Union, and it's a privilege to be able to address you all today. Although the circumstances aren't ideal, I hope you enjoy today's celebration and that we get a chance to see you in person again once the external circumstances have improved. First and foremost, we're here today to celebrate the academic achievements of this community. All of you should be extremely proud to have reached this point. Imperial graduates are among the brightest and best, if I do say so myself. Friends and family watching might also want to pat themselves on the back. It's so often their support that keeps us going through challenging degrees. We're also here to celebrate your achievements outside the classroom. Studying at Imperial grants us access to some great opportunities, which thousands take advantage of each year. On one side, there are the cutting-edge research opportunities and academic societies which support the education of other students, as well as those in the wider community. On the other, there are student societies spanning sport, art, music, drama, culture, faith, recreation, and discussion, run by and for students, to which so many of you have dedicated yourselves over your time at the college. As I'm sure you will attest, these activities are extremely important. They keep us rounded and give us the real-world skills that complement the knowledge we attain through study. Now is a good time to reflect on all the aspects of university life that you've experienced and the vitality you've brought to our community in your time at Imperial. It's worth taking a moment to celebrate the diversity of this community. Imperial is a tremendously diverse place, not only in terms of age, culture, and creed, but much more importantly in terms of thought. While everyone who makes it here is extremely intelligent, their individual ideas can vary significantly. This is instructive, both because it teaches us that the color of your skin or your place of birth don't necessarily correlate with similarities in thinking, and also because of the productive tension that this diversity of thought engenders to the benefit of science and society as a whole in the long run. Speaking of science, and at a risk of delving into cliché, though we now stand on the shoulders of giants, in the future it will be our shoulders on which others stand. This is worth bearing in mind. What sort of foundations do we want to lay for those who follow us? How can we address important issues and ensure the work we do stands to benefit the world as a whole going forward? It really is in our hands. Thank you for your contributions to our community, and I wish you the very best of luck in your future endeavours.
I would like to offer my warm congratulations and thanks to you, the students of the Faculty of Medicine, for all the hard work and determination you've shown in reaching this most significant moment. The past year has put many challenges in your way, on top of the not inconsiderable matters of coursework, examinations, dissertations, theses, and vivas. The commitment and integrity you've demonstrated through these taxing months makes your achievements all the more commendable. I'm thinking specifically of those of you who graduated early, at the very beginning of the pandemic, sitting the first ever online medical exam finals back in March, and then who went straight into clinical service to help our NHS colleagues manage the COVID-19 patients on the wards. I'm thinking of the students who rose to the challenge of online learning, even though you suddenly found yourselves juggling childcare too, as the schools and nurseries closed. And of those of you who studied from home in inappropriate and often cramped conditions without the usual access to campus in the early days of lockdown to complete your exams. I note that there has been a massive increase in donations from alumni, from business and individuals to support students in hardship in response to the commitment to the NHS and community which has been shown by you, Imperial Faculty of Medicine students, during this past year. And I'm thinking of the massive response to requests for volunteering, where Faculty of Medicine's cheerful and committed students made many diverse contributions to the COVID-19 response. This resulted in many letters from all of our partner NHS hospitals saying what wonderful people our students are and how you made a material difference to the delivery of service at a time of greatest need. Indeed, Imperial even received a letter from the Queen noting your wonderful contributions and thanking you for your commitment and wishing you all the very best in your future careers. You are a year in whom the entire faculty are incredibly proud. I'm sure you'll join me in acknowledging the support of your faculty, your teachers, advisors, administrative and operations staff. This has been a team effort, and I'm so proud of the way my staff and you have come together to tackle our collective challenges head on. This moment helps us celebrate you and to mark the next steps you will take. You, our medics of tomorrow, our surgeons, our public health experts, our brain scientists. But before you take those first steps, pause a second to recognize just what you have achieved and know that you walk into the world as part of the Faculty of Medicine community.
Hello everyone. Some of you will know me from my role overseeing the various milestones leading to the submission of your thesis, although you're probably all quite happy to be able to forget about that now. I'm sure you've already been congratulated on your degree by the people that count the most, your supervisors, colleagues, and of course your family and friends. But on this your, albeit virtual, graduation day, I'm pleased to be able to offer further congratulations on behalf of the Department of Immunology and Inflammation. This is a somewhat smaller department, the one you started in, but certainly no less pleased to see you succeed. Your collective achievements are indeed impressive, including, as they do, some 14 publications in a range of leading journals, including Nature Communications, the Journal of Immunology, and Nature Immunology, and I know there's at least one more manuscript close to acceptance. More than this, though, each of you has had to work your way through those inevitable highs and lows that go with scientific research, and the stresses and strains of producing a thesis on time, often while trying to juggle various other aspects of your lives. Whether these involve becoming a parent, staying in touch with immediate family overseas, juggling research with clinical responsibilities, or coping with unplanned changes to your laboratory or even campus, you've all come through with flying colours. One of you even survived a spell in my lab. It was a pleasure to have you, Tim. Although I do not have all the up-to-date information, those of you I do know about have taken up excellent scientific or clinical posts. Whatever you're doing now, I wish you all every success in building outstanding and fulfilling careers based on your achievements here at Imperial. Congratulations. Diploma of the Imperial College, Doctor of Medicine, Clinical Research, Immunology and Inflammation. Sarah Hildebrand. Diploma of the Imperial College, Doctor of Philosophy, Clinical Research, Immunology and Inflammation. Case Al-Okeli. Adela Constantinescu Bercu. Timothy Peter Lippert. Sandra Loeza. Sophie Ward. That concludes the graduates from the Clinical Research, Immunology and Inflammation.
My name is Professor Dorian Hasgard. I'm Consul for the Faculty of Medicine, and it's my great pleasure and privilege to be the reader of this ceremony this afternoon. Well, the ceremony, of course, isn't at all what any of us would have anticipated or expected at the start of your course of study. But nevertheless, it's fantastic that we're joined online with so many family, friends, fellow students, tutors, and other staff at Imperial who have accompanied you on your journey. Well, it's the end of one journey, but it's the start of another. And I do hope that the experience and training that you will have received at Imperial will serve you well on the road ahead, be it in medicine, science, or any other walk of life. And do please keep in touch with Imperial. The Imperial network is very large, it's global, and it's a wonderful thing. I want to also recognize and celebrate and congratulate the many family and friends who have backed up our students along the way. Studying for a higher degree is a very stressful business, and I'm absolutely sure that all the students now graduating have relied in so many ways on your support. So from Imperial to family and friends, thank you so much. Well, I'm now going to proceed to read out the names of the recipients of higher degrees within the Faculty of Medicine. Diploma of the Imperial College, Master of Research, Biomedical Research, Yuvian Huang. Diploma of the Imperial College, Doctor of Medicine, Clinical Medicine Research, Rhiannon Bray. Diploma of the Imperial College, Master of Philosophy, Clinical Medicine Research, Matilda Elizabeth Shackley. Diploma of the Imperial College, Doctor of Philosophy, Clinical Medicine Research, Amit Adlakar. Madawi Aldwayan. Rasha Al-Sharlan. Amelia Comfort Bercusson. David Bassi. Adam David Court. Hueho Chu. Alexander Cocker. Catherine Louise Dulwich. Lorenzo Ficarella. Patricia Gallego. Mark Goldfinger. Rosa Gonzalez Franco. Ellen Grimos. Alexandra Gunbraden. Campo Har. Alexander Matthew John Hall. Constance Masako Ito. Angel Louise Hezo Tamame. May Khatib. Marianne Therese Colliana. Hong An Lai. Holly Lewis. Bing Liang. Wei Wei Ma. Mohammed Azat bin Mohammed Hawari. Zahira Begum binti Mohammed Rashid. Limon Khatun Nahar. Holly Louise Newton. Elizabeth Ann Powell. Pamela Prusky. Rishika Ratna Sabapathy. Thomas Rice. Annabelle Sassin. Jonathan Siegel. Heiki Sekine. Charlotte Eve Short. Arjuna Singha Nagam. Emma Louise Taylor, Lucy Van Leeuwen, Laura Wilson, Merve Suzanne Zieden, and Diploma of the Imperial College Doctor of Philosophy, Clinical Sciences Research at the Crick Institute, Hon Wing Liu. So my congratulations to all the graduates, and that concludes the reading of the names.
I'm thrilled to be joining you today to celebrate your graduation and the onward journey of this wonderful academic institution. This is actually my first Imperial graduation, as I joined as Chair of Council in January this year. I've always been impressed, however, by Imperial. I've long admired your way of working across disciplines, of embracing opportunities within academia, but also with industry. The chance to work with so many outstanding thinkers and innovators is what brought me here. And what a year to start. This isn't the 2020 any of us planned, and perhaps nobody knows this more than you. But here we are, learning, enduring, changing, succeeding, together. I take great inspiration and comfort from what you, our graduating students, have achieved in getting here, and I'm so excited to hear about what you'll do next. I imagine you'll be feeling apprehension at your next steps. We're living in a different world, it's true. The future is a challenging and changing one, but it's one full of opportunities, both well-established ones ready for you to step into, but also completely new ones for you to venture out to. In getting to this point, you've proven yourselves robust, talented, motivated individuals who are poised to grasp these opportunities. Now, throughout my career, I've become aware of a defining feature of success. I believe it comes to those who have a burning desire to make things happen, the determination to achieve, and the interpersonal skills to bring people together. And from what I've seen with my own eyes at Imperial and the achievements I've heard today, I know you have those qualities and that you will go on to make great and positive changes in the world. But please know this is not goodbye. Far from it. Instead, it's welcome. Welcome to the next chapter of your lives, but also welcome to the worldwide network of Imperial alumni of whom you are now a vital part. We'll be here for you as you go on to exciting careers, following you, supporting you, celebrating you every step of the way. So please do stay in touch. You're now members of the Imperial family, and we can't wait to see what you do.